Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to do a review and a little unboxing, even though I already unboxed it, of the n10 5G. It's a Oneplus device. It's sold under T-Mobile and Metro PCS. The price, Metro by T-Mobile, forgot they rebranded. The price for this phone is going to be $299. If you're porting your number over to Metro, you're looking at, what are we looking at? $49 for a port-in as long as you're eligible. If you're doing a new line, $109 with ID, plus the plan, of course. And if you're doing an upgrade, I believe it's $199 as an upgrade. I could be wrong, but that one might be $179 to $199 as an upgrade. Anyway, let's get into the phone. Actually, let's open up the box first to show you what comes with it. These things are difficult to open. There we go. So I already have the charger out of here. This is the 30-watt fast charger that comes with, I'm not just about to say all the OnePlus phones, but no, the OnePlus n10 5G and higher. So we're talking about the 7s, the 7 Pros, the McLaren edition. Those have the 30 watt, I believe. I know the 8 and higher have the 65 watt, where it actually has a 60 watt charger that comes with the USB-C by USB-C. This is the 30 watt charger, which is perfectly fine. They also support warp charging. So if you ever had a OnePlus device, warp charging is something that's exclusive to OnePlus. You could charge a phone from 0 to 70 on this particular device in 30 minutes, and it's a little over an hour for the full charge, which is fine by me. I love that. That's one of the features that I always loved about OnePlus is their fast charging. Right here, this is where the charger would be in the cord. As you can see, it's right over here. And this is the books. Never going to read this, but this is the books. Oh, also your SIM ejection tool if you need that. And that's all that comes inside of the box itself. So now we're going to take a look at the phone. We're going to just look at it. I'm going to take this case off of it. I always protect my phones. All right, so what we have here, obviously you have the IMEI right here on the sticker. Whoop, let me get in the camera. You have the IMEI in the sticker. 4-camera setup. Plastic body, but I will say that even with this plastic body, it does look nice. You have your headphone jack at the bottom, USB-C. Speakers right here. This is one of the things that I can't stand that a lot of phones do now. They normally have the volume button on the right-hand side. Never really was a fan of that. On a OnePlus, they kept it the same. The volume rockers is on your left-hand side. Right above that is your SIM tray, which this does support an SD card if you need to put one inside of it. The only thing that it's missing in terms of the physical appearance on the outside is, one, this phone doesn't have wireless charging. That's the first thing. Second thing, most OnePlus phones have a little, what is it called? It's a little rocker similar to the iPhone, where you can put the phone on vibrate and silent or ring. These phones don't have it, this particular model, which is fine because, again, it's a $299 phone, regular price, factory unlocked, cheaper under carriers. So I don't expect them to go all out, especially since it's the mid-tier market, and that's fine. Either way, the phone still works great. You do have your fingerprint on the back. Thank God for that. It's very responsive because personally, I can't stand the front fingerprint in certain devices. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, depending on what kind of phone you have. You do have face unlock also. Now, with this particular face unlock, try it for yourself if you don't believe me. Once you set it up, you can actually sit in a dark room and unlock your phone with your face. And that's what I love about the OnePlus face unlock. It seems much more accurate than Samsung's, in my opinion. Obviously, it's not better than Apple's, but it's pretty decent. And they kept that same awesome face unlock on this particular device also, and I'm really happy about that. I know I sound a little hype, but I like using this phone. I love the phone. Anyway, what we're working with, I'm going to talk about the specs first. Then I'll give my impressions about, what should be in the phone and what's missing, and is it worth the money? I'm going to tell you now it is worth the money, but we're going to get to that. So first off, you're looking at a 6.4 inch phone. This guy right here does have 6 gigs of RAM. That's the standard model. 128 gigs internally. It also has, what's the battery? 4,300 mAh battery. Like I said, that does support the 30 watt warp charging. Now, if you use another cell phone charger that's 25 watt, like the Samsung or the Motorola Turbo charger, it will say, for certain devices, fast charging or charging rapidly, one of those two, which is still faster than the regular charging. But I'm always going to suggest, make sure you use this cord wherever you go. You can order these for dirt cheap, $16 or so off of Amazon. Get yourself some extra cords if you're going to stick to OnePlus, because no other charger is going to do it justice in terms of charging speeds. outside of the actual charger it comes with. See here, cameras. You got your 64 megapixel, your 8 ultra wide, your 2 depth, and your 2 macro. I was never really big on the 2 megapixel cameras because they're not really that good in mid-tier phones, but this does a really good job of video stability. On my next couple videos, I will actually use this camera so you can see in real time how it looks when it comes to recording. Currently, I'm using an A10e to record this video, so if it seems a little jumpy and the color's a little washed, that's why. But again, I just needed an extra phone to use, and this is the first thing I threw in my bag. So here we are. That's what I'm recording off of. It does have Bluetooth 5.1. Actually, before I skip that, it has the front camera is actually 16 megapixels. So for those that want decent selfies, this phone will definitely deliver. Like I said, Bluetooth 5.1. Unfortunately, this is one of the downsides right here. It comes with Android 10 out of the box. Personally, I would have preferred if it had Android 11 because it was out around that time when it was released. And even if it wasn't, it should at least be able to get 1 or 2 updates. I'm not sure if OnePlus made any promises whether this was going to be supported over the years. To be honest, I doubt it, given the processor, which we're going to get to. But hopefully this does get Android 11 for those that want the current network. Not current network, but current Android. Actually, the current one's about to go to 12, so we'll still be behind even if we get 11. But at least we'll get something if it's 11. Screen-wise, you're looking at 1080 by 2400 pixels. So the PPI, for anyone that wants to know, is 406, which is surprising because there's some Galaxy phones that's currently 396. How could this possibly have higher pixels? But on the other hand, remember, this isn't some AMOLED specialized screen. It's just like the LCD screen. It's not AMOLED like the more newer OnePlus phones or any Samsung devices. Also, this does have 90 hertz. So even though, I did a review on the A52 and I loved that 120 hertz screen, this supports 90 hertz. You can switch between 90 and 60 in the settings. As a matter of fact, let me show you how to do that real fast. Let's see. I think it's display. Here we go. Refresh rate. So you do have the option to switch between 90 and 60 hertz. 60 will save your battery. I tried that myself. I turned off. Also, this is a 5G phone. Hence the word n10 5G, OnePlus n10 5G. I turned the 5G off because this doesn't really hold the battery well with 5G on it. I noticed so far it's struggling to find a signal. If you put on 60 hertz, your battery life will be greatly better. But I'll be honest with you. You don't want to go back to 60 hertz after looking at 90 or even 120 in other phones. It's not really worth it if you're going to lower the specs of your phone just to be able to use it properly. So I keep it at 90 all the time, and that's the way it's going to stay. All right, so what else do we have here? Gorilla Glass 3. Like I said, it is a plastic frame. So, I was never really a big fan of glass frames on the simple fact that you drop a phone, even with the case, you can still crack it. This one is, like I said, plastic. It doesn't look as premium as the A52 5G, primarily because the A52 looks like basically a replica knockoff in a sense of the Samsung S20 or Note 20, which I'm happy about that because that's the way these mid-tier phones should look. Of course, you're paying $500 for the A52 5G compared to the $299 on this, so you get what you pay for. Also, with this particular device, it does have a Snapdragon, I believe it's 695 in it. Now, the other current phones, the A52 5G and the Motorola Ace 5G, one Ace 5G, they both have a Snapdragon 750. So if we're talking about playing certain games, you're going to see a little bit of lag performance compared to those two. Now, there's a way to kind of get rid of that lag when you switch between apps, and it's a very simple reason. If you look, you can't even see it, but at the bottom of my screen, I still have the little circle. Let me pull this up. There you go. At the bottom of the screen, I still have these 3 buttons right here. Let me pull that up. Now, if you switch it to the swipe, where you swipe up to go to the home screen, that does add a little lag in your phone when you're switching between applications on this particular device, especially if since it uses a little bit more, power to do that. That's what I noticed with certain devices. It requires more to swipe the screen up, to swipe left to go backwards, to swipe right, to hold the button up to, bring up not bring up the menu, but bring up the app menu right here where you can close all your applications instead of the tap of the button. Anyone that has Android knows what I'm talking about. I know I'm a little all over the place with it, but if you have Android, you've experienced that swipe feature at the bottom where it's a line on the bottom of your screen sometimes, depending on the device, and it actually walks you through how to do it. Personally, when I play Call of Duty, Final Fantasy, Pokemon Go, because I have these 3 buttons at the bottom, my phone runs a little bit smoother when I'm switching between applications. I don't have that lag time I used to have when I use that other feature. So anyway, with the phone missing, it doesn't have wireless charging, which I don't expect it to. Plus, to me, wireless charging isn't something that I'm too fond of anyway, on the simple fact that in order for certain devices like Samsung to do fast wireless charging, you need a particular wireless charger along with a particular phone to make it support it. Don't care for that. As long as I can do 30 watt or 65 watt on my 8T or the 9 I'm going to get, or I might, not sure if I'm going to get the 9. I might go to the next model when it comes out. But 30 watt is good. 0 to 70% in 30 minutes. You can't beat that. Well, you can beat that, but for a budget device, you cannot beat that. So if you're on the go, you wake up in the morning, your phone's at 10%, hop in the shower, make some breakfast, whatever you do, this will be on the charger. By the time you leave, you're probably looking at about 80%. Because most people don't have their phone dead by the time that they charge it. It might be 15, 20, 30%. So you're going to get a higher battery in 30 minutes, obviously. So, like I said, it's a good phone. Very good. The only cons is the processor to me. I don't care for that processor where the Snapdragon 695, I was hoping it would have at least a 7. I forget what the Pixel 4 had. I think it was 720 or 730. But either way, it does work well. It works with games. If you are a true gamer and you're trying to play Genshin Impact or certain ones, guess what? You're going to experience a little bit more lag, with the application itself, and you'll have to go to the settings and lower the graphics. If you're playing Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, you're going to experience a little bit slowdown from here and here while you get better and faster speeds on the A52 5G for the game itself. But phone-wise, I love the network signal on this phone. It's strong, just like the Samsung. The problem I had with the Motorola One Ace, and this is with every Motorola phone, to be honest with you, is that they don't have great network strength for phones, like the network. When you're talking on the phone, if the bar is low, it's going to affect the game. If you're playing an FPS game, it's going to affect it. Your character's going to lag. You're going to wonder what's happening. That's something that Motorola needs to work on. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I'm not even sure they're even aware they have that problem at this point with the type of phones they've been making. But again, with this look, I always love the look of the phone. It's lightweight, it's thin. I think this looks a lot more premium than the Motorola. It doesn't look more premium than the A52 in my opinion, but this is still a very good looking phone. It performs well. The bottom firing speaker performs well. Everything's good on it. The battery life is decent, even though it's a 4300 battery. Like I said, it's still a decent phone. You can still get through a day if you're just doing moderate usage. I'm one of those people where I have to charge my phone twice a day because I'm constantly on it, whether it's Netflix, it's Hulu. I'm not going to sit here and give you false information about a phone lasting 2 days. That's not real. Unless you put your phone on 2G internet, you make 5 minutes of phone calls and you leave it on standby. That's the only way a phone is lasting 2 days. It's unrealistic. But with moderate use, if you're a person where you're just checking emails, you don't do much on your phone, you just want something reliable, I do think this is a good device for the price. But other than that, that's all I have to say about this phone. Like I said, this is my current driver. This is what I will be using. I stick to the mid-tier market for the most part. I normally carry 2 phones, one high-end, one mid-tier, and then I just go through the day using both of them to see, well, given the average life, daily work life, do I really need to purchase a $900 phone? And in most cases, you don't. And now, since the mid-tier market has gotten so much better over the years, it's kind of hard. It's no reason for me really to want to go to higher-end phones, especially with no headphone jack. And that may not be important to you, but to someone like me, where I do Zoom calls, I'm on Discord, I'm not always using my computer for those features. Sometimes I'm using my phone instead, and I'm hooked up to certain outlets, and look, I need to be able to record. It happens. Anyway, that's just my personal preference. Anyway, if you like the video, like, subscribe, and if there's any information that I missed, hey, that didn't correct me. I'll see you in the next video.